The following segment is sponsored by Eastern Title and Settlement and the Mortgage Link. Well, for military personnel and their families, frequent relocations are normal. With permanent change of station orders, the process of buying and selling homes can be daunting, though. So joining us today to help us with that are Min Hugh of Eastern Title and Settlement, Jan Crowley from Engel and Volkers Annapolis, along with Carrie Reel from the Mortgage Link, who has our deal of the day.
Hey,
great
thanks.
to see you all.
You too.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, we're great.
We're going to focus on our veterans today. So for anybody that's purchasing a property or refinance, we've got a 5.75%, 5/8 of a point interest rate, 30-year fixed rate mortgage for a $700,000 loan with 760 credit scores. So rates are holding steady. Give us a phone call if you have a contract or interested in saving some money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give it a call. Yeah, and the QR code also is going to be up on the screen right there.
Yeah, for anybody that owns a property and you have an interest in knowing what the value of your home is, click on the QR code. It'll give you a value based off of Black Knight, which is an automated valuation.
Okay, all right.
It's a very good tool.
All right, thank you for that. I know we're going to show that again at the end here. Jan, you had mentioned that you were in the Army and you're also a real estate agent. So you're very familiar with what families go through when they get this permanent change of station orders. It can be very daunting, and many times you're moving across the country. So what are some of the most important things to keep in mind for those families?
It's finding an advocate for your family. Continuity of life and quality of life is important, so really choosing someone who understands the life cycle of a PCS and can get you what you want. And trust. Trust is huge because it takes a lot to get this going, especially when it's remote. Especially when it's remote.
Sight unseen kind of those buys. How often are you noticing that's happening with your clients?
For me, I'm primarily VA loans, so it's about 20% of my business. So, and that's a huge undertaking when someone doesn't see the home until after they've settled for 2 weeks. So I really have to knock it out of the park, and I have to make the home shine before they get there too.
Absolutely, and you mentioned trust. In an event where people may not even see these homes, you have to get to know them. They have to trust you that you're making the best decision for their family. What is the process like for you in working with someone like that?
Well, the first step is a rapport building phone call, just to make sure that they like me and even want to work with me, and to make sure that I'm the right fit, because it really is about them. I'm not the star, they are. So I try to make sure I understand their timeline, their urgency, the conditions of their move, the motivators, all those things are hugely important. And if I know that, then we go through, and start looking at homes. But it can be a lot.
Yeah. And Carrie, is a VA loan quite different than a conventional loan?
Well, yeah, you have to be a veteran, somebody in the military that qualifies and has the eligibility. VA, hands down, is the best loan in my opinion. I'm also a veteran. You finance 100% of the property that you're purchasing. You may or may not have a funding fee depending on whether or not you have a disability that's service related. We're talking about PCSing. In the process and stuff like that, it's very important that you have a lengthy conversation with the veterans. You find out where they're moving to. You find out how much they're going to receive in their basic allowance for housing. That's a monetary amount that they receive as being in the military. And we go through the same qualifications. VA is, I think, very forgiving in what it allows to have done. Again, no down payment, et cetera. Jan's job is to, talk with these clients and make sure she learns everything about them. She's going to be going into properties and making decisions based off of all their answers. So it seems very overwhelming to purchase a house, but to do so sight unseen, but with the right team, it can be very, very easy and enjoyable.
Yeah,
so
it can be fun.
It can be fun. And Min, you're part of this great team. Expand a little bit about the basic allowance of housing and understanding that for clients.
Yes, so for the title company's perspective, we try to cater to the client. We did one closing where one of our closers actually went to the military base, scheduled a place outside the military base so they can come out, sign all the paperwork. And prior, we also did a lot of closing where there's power of attorney that was issued, notarized to be used at closing, since they were deployed somewhere else already. So like having a good team, a good aging lender and title company really helps people get into the home that they're looking forward to move to.
All about that great team and another great deal for those people. So Carrie, let's take another look at the deal of the day here.
Yeah, 30-year fixed rate, 5.75%, 5/8 of a point. Rates are they're really very good right now.
Rates are great. All right, and people can also scan this QR code right now on your screen to find the value of your home. For more information, the number to call is 833-MTG-LINK or visit themortgagelink.com. And be sure to follow the Real Estate Top Performers on YouTube to get more advice on buying and selling a home in today's market. Thank you guys so very much.